Good day, devs. Welcome to my channel. Today I'll be doing another awesome video. It's called the Roblox web homepage. So please, devs, I urge you to watch this video to the end, as I'll be doing some awesome way. Today, the most beautiful part about this project is that we'll be doing it using HTML and CSS. Yes, you heard me. There will be no vanilla JavaScript, just HTML and CSS. Let me show you what you can expect to produce it at the end of the page. Look, this is our home page. Now I'll be using CSS and HTML to have this drop down menu that you see here, and as well I'll be having, you can look at this one, another drop down there, and then on the settings I'll be having another drop down there. Look, as well as if you go down to the bottom of the page, just like Roblox homepage, you can also change the language there. We'll be doing everything using HTML and CSS. That's all the beauty part of it. So let's get on to our coding. Now, to start off coding, I'm using Visual Studio Code. So inside my parent directory Mesa, but I now need to go inside our downloads folder. So let me list everything. Let me say change directory to downloads. Now let's list everything inside the file. Yes, now this is where I am inside my file downloads. So for this challenge, you can always start by creating some files. Like you will need the CSS file, you need the images file and everything. But to simplify everything, I've set up a starter pack that we are going to use. You can get it from my GitHub account. So this is the starter pack that we have. I'm just going to collect the starter pack and download it. So to do that, I'm going to say git clone, then we paste the address, then we clone it. Yes, we are done cloning. So I'm going to open the file. If you say list, let's take a look at. Oh yes, this is the file that we have downloaded. So I want to open it. Let me just copy it. Control C, copying it. Here we are. Say cd, then we paste the file. Yes, we are now inside the file. So I'm just going to open it here. There we have it inside. There is the file. So now that, yeah, my design looks a bit changed. I've changed the font size. Now for line 11, you can see that there's a link to the Google Fonts. Line 15, there's a link to Google Fonts. Line 17, there's a link to Google Fonts, as well as you can see that on line 15 I had a link that this is the image that will display right at the top there by the side of the title. We go back on line 24. I've got a link to our main style file. Let me show you the main style file. This is our main style file. I've set some defaults as well as some default colors. You can see on line 3 and also line 4 there's some styling, default styling for everything, as well as line 6 there is some font size. So these are the global rules. Then so let's start building our challenge. Let's start coding. We do start coding our style inside the body. So you have to say header. Okay, I can duplicate everything. Let's go for header. Okay, now I'll have a div I'll call it container. Then I'll have another div. I'll call it nav. Then we also need a div for the drop down. Now inside the drop down, by looking at the challenge that we have here, we can see that we are going to have a menu with this text. So let's do it. So I have to create a div and I'll call it menu, and I'm going to have some, okay, let's do it on the same page there. I'm going to put some font awesome for the menu, so I call it class.fa. Then let's put some font awesome icons, bars. Let's look at how the design now looks like. From our live side, you can see there it is. So now after that, I want to put an input checkbox. This is the one that we use to on click. Input type, let's give it a checkbox. Now after that, we open another div. This will be for the content, so when you can say div list, let me call it a list. Now let's have a URL for the list and order list. So I'm going to list them, then I'm going to use so after this text, so I'm going to duplicate everything. Let's count it from our design. I'm going to have 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12 13 of these. So let's duplicate it 13 times. 4 5, this is 5 times, is now 10, 15, so I have to subtract 2. So for the first one, I need to put in another ID, badge, and this one is for the username. Then the next one is for the home, so I need to font awesome for the home. Then next one, profile, user. The next one for the messages, let's have the font awesome for the envelope. You can use the font awesome homepage if you are not familiar with the font awesome shortcodes. So now we go on for the next one, friends. I need the font awesome for friends, which is refer user plus. Then next one, avatar. Five is view. Then next one, inventory. Then so we need print. Then the next one, trade. Just paste the trade. So we have to have another second class name, just as we were doing. This one will be suitcase. Then groups. So we need another file group. Log followed by blog. So we need another one. Edit. Official store. The next one, let's remove the unnecessary spacing. Just cut it and place it there. So for that we need cut plus, then gift cards, a gift, then code premium. This will be the last one. So we need another second class name as well. Okay, with this one I'm going to leave it. Is it looking at the design? It's different from other things, so I'm going to use hyperlinks. So what we need are hyperlinks there. Hyperlinks. Let's put the text inside the hyperlinks. Now we are done with that. Let's have a look at everything, how it looks from the design. Oh yes, there it is. There you can see from the design. That's how everything now looks like. Now that we are done with the drop down, I'm going to go and put on some more styling. So let me go on to style the FA home. Now you can just take a look that you are out of this drop down. Yes, like that. So make sure that you're out of the drop down. Now let's start styling. I will need an FA home. Like this one. Then let me put in an ordered list. Give it a class name. I'll call it nav bar. Then we start by listing everything. Let's drag content to where it belongs there. See, I create this text so that you won't have to retype, you just have to. Let's take a look at how everything now looks like. There is the content. As you can see, this is the content. Now I'm going for the search bar, so it is content to the right side. To do that, let's come here outside the UL. I want to create another div. I'll call it class search. So I'm going to use font awesome again for here. Now I'm going to put a search for search. This is the one for search. Use for search. Now I'm going to put some placeholder input text. So I have to say input. You need to put search, input type search. Then you also importantly you need a placeholder. So search. Let's have a look at the progress. There you can see. This last div goes on to search, goes inside the nav. So we are now closing the nav. Let's close the nav. Outside the nav. Now we open on another class called div. Okay, let's call it div dot features. Then importantly, let's start by using font awesome. ID page. Then let's put a bow. So we want for the bell, I'm going to create an independent div. I'll call it bell. Let's use font awesome. So you need to put in a bell. Yes, this is text that is coming out okay. After the div, I'm going to have another div called by drop. Let's have a div for the menu. So div dot class menu. I'll call it menu. Then now you have to use some font awesome. Let's put you can use the font awesome's home page to get all these class names correctly if you're not familiar with the class names. Then on click, I want this to be an input. type is a checkbox. Then let's save the drop down information that we have to come out. So I have to use div list. UL. So let's list contents. We have got 2. Okay, these are the text that are meant to come here. Okay. Okay. Since I've already typed this text, it's not necessary. Let's leave it there. Okay, let's copy this one. Okay, let's copy all of it. Just say copy all of it. And let's place it to where it should go. It's going there. Let me take a look at the design. Yes, everything is coming out okay. Now we're done with the lists as well as the buy drop. Now let's go over on the settings menu. So I have to call it div dot settings drop. Now for that one, I'm going to start off by creating a menu. Checkbox. Div, let's list it as list UL. Then I go for listing. We're going to have it 4 times. 2, 3, 4. So let's collect all the 4 details. These are the photos that I want. Let me paste them in here. And it's just trying to okay. This will surely do it for our header HTML coding. let's take a look at how everything now looks like inside our code. There you can see. Now it's time for CSS styling. I need to make it look more beautiful, as close to the design as possible. So let's go inside our CSS file. Okay, inside our CSS file, now we have got, I'm going to start off by styling for the global rules. I'm going to start off by styling I want the code to appear smart so that you are able to understand everything, so that you are able to see everything there. So now let's start styling the UL. So I'll go for the list style. I'll set it to none. Then I'll set the margin to 0. Let's also go for the padding. I'll set it to 0. Then I also want to style the hyperlinks. I want to remove all text decoration. Let's set it to none. Then inside the style, I can expand it more. Yeah, so that people are able to see everything. I want to expand it, everything there. I want to make sure that everything is expanded. Yes, everything is now expanded. So let's collect the class names. Let's style this one as well. Text decoration. Let's set it to none. Okay, well, not for the text decoration. I've already styled it, so I'm going to say padding to the left. I'm going to put it to 15 pixels. Then padding to the right side. I'm going to set it to 15 pixels. Then margin to the left side, I'm going to set it to auto. Then also margin to the right side, I'm going to set it to auto. Let's have a look at the design. The mob screen dot container. Let's set the width. For me, these are media queries with 570 pixels. Then I also want to style. We're just going to be changing these details for small screens. Okay, I'll set it to 760. Then for medium screens, I'll set it just below 992, so I'll set it to 985. Then for large screens, 1200, so I have to edit this one. Now let me give it 1990 pixels. large screens 1400, so let me set it this one to 1380 pixels our screen. Then we are now starting to style our header. So I'll start by styling the header. Let's have a background color using the root supplied main color, and then let's have a border to the bottom. Border bottom, I want to set it to 1 pixel. Solid, see color code. Let's have it like this gray color. Then I'm going to set the position to fixed. Then the width, I want it to cover the whole screen, so it will be 100%. Then from the top, I want it to be 0. Okay, yes. Let's continue styling. Then nextly, I want to have style the header. In particular, I want to style the container. Display, flex, justify, content, space between, then align items to the center. Then padding, I want to set it to 10 pixels. Okay. Then nextly, I want to style, let's go for the search header dot container. Not this two, not this class name search. Let's get the class name correctly. Not this class name. This is one class that I want to exclude. Just copy it. Let's exclude that. Font size 1.5 em. Then the color was 393 B 3D. Okay, so pointer. Header dot container dot, I want to start under class name, this nav class. Okay, let's set the width to 70%. Display, let's set to flex. Justify, content, to space around. Then let's align our items to the center. Yes, there you can see the design are changing. Now I want to target the features. Copy it. I'm going to say header. Dot features. Now for that one, I'm going to say width 20%. Display flex. Justify content to space around. Then align items to the center. Yes. Nextly, I want to target the drop down. So you just have to come here and copy it. So let's go for header dot container dot nav dot drop down. Let's start everything. Let's set to position to relative, and then nextly display inline. I have to say inline block. Now I want to look at the progress that we've made. Now I want to go for the hover. For the hover, to do the hover effect, let's go for header dot features dot. We need to collect some class names. Let's collect this class name bell. Let's put a comma. Header dot features by drop. Copy that one. Okay, since it's for the hover effect, so I need to add hover. Then nextly we are going to add another hover. Like that. Let's add another. We want the hover effect to apply to lots of changes, to be directed to a lot of places. We're going to go for the setting drop. We also want the hover effect there. let's go for header dot features dot I want the drop down we also want this class name. Just copy it and you paste it there on over. Background color is going to change, but for my code to look smarter, I can always just put it there. Let's add to F. You can see every time when we over, even on a help, yeah, you can see. Okay, I don't know why it's happening not there on this side. It's not happening, so I need to check. Okay, let's change this class name to, let's look at the appropriate class name. Yeah, this is the correct class name. So just paste it there and let's have a look at here. You can see as you can see there, yeah, that's correct. Now I want to continue styling. We're going to use the header dot container dot drop down dot menu. This class name, just copy it and paste it there, the class name. Let's set the padding to 10 pixels. Let's set the border radius to 4 pixels. Let's have the position to relative. Let's have the transition duration to 0.2 seconds. Then let's set this is for WebKit, is for just making sure that on different browsers there are no changes. It will able to adjust transition duration. There it is, 0.2 seconds. Now let's go for the header dot container dot drop down dot menu. I want to target the color, so but since okay, let me just change color. Now let's go for the header dot container dot drop down input top, opacity 0. Let's set the display to block. Let's have a padding of 0, and then the margin, going to set it to 0. And then let's have our margin, let's set it to 0. Border, let's set it to 0 again. Then I'm going to push the position to absolute. Height, let's give it 100%. Then width, let's give it 100%. Let's have it. There you see the changes are coming perfectly and okay. I want to go for the hover effect. For me to do that, I'm just going to copy these details. Just copy it and paste it there. Okay, I need an initial header. Now, like I said, it's going for on hover. So we'll do it like this. I want there to be a case sub pointer. Exactly. So let's create more space. Now I want to go for whenever I perform a check pattern. So we copy this one. Whenever we perform a check pattern, as well as the input, when checked, dot class name. Let's look at what happens when checked. When checked this class list, I want it copied. Now these are the CSS properties that I want. I want transform to order scale on Y scale to 1. Also let me put in a WebKit for different browsers. Same scale on the Y-axis to 1. Now let's put on some CSS styling for our listing. So I want to direct it onto the list. Because display, let's start with display, let's set it to block. Then position, absolute. Then I also want to change the background color using the provided main color inside our CSS. Then width, let's fit content. Then transform, I want to scale Y on the Y-axis to 0. Then transform origin let's say top left. Transition duration 0.2 seconds. Then now I'm going to use WebKit for so that the CSS code will apply to all browsers. Transform scale Y, scale along the y-axis to 0. WebKit transform origin. Let's just do like what we did above, top left. Then WebKit transition 0.2 seconds as well for that. Now I also want to target the inner listings, so I just have to copy this one and let's target the list. Let's set the padding top and bottom to 2 pixels, right and left 10 pixels. Width, I'm going to give it 12 EM. Margin bottom, I'm going to give it to 5 pixels. So what about the word break? I'll leave it to keep all. White space, let's set it to no rep. Then display block, position relative, then also cursor, I want to set it to the pointer. Let's say font size 1 EM. Okay, the color of the text, I want to set it to this hexadecimal color code 6. Okay, F61. This is the color there. Let's take a look at the progress that we are making. You can see the progress that we are making. Yes, you can see every time when I check, you see this is how it's happening, but I still have to go through the settings, and this one also we have to hide it. Okay, let's continue our styling. Now I'm going to target list on over. Color, I'm going to set it to black. You can see the color is now black on over. Let's save the list to the first child. Okay, I want to set the border bottom. I want to put it 2 pixels solid. Okay, let's use the border. DVD. This is the color that I want for the border bottom. Now I want to target the frames. Let's set the padding to the right. Let's give it 10 pixels. Now I'm going for the last shout. Let's start with the padding. Let's set it to 5 pixels top and bottom. Then left and right, I want to go for 15 pixels. Border radius, let's set it to 4 pixels. Then the background color, color of the text, I want to set it to white. It's important that we have got the font weight as well. Let's set it to bold. You can see the last list with the text got premium has changed. Now I'm going to target the nav bar header. Let's start with header. Let's collect the nav bar. I'll create a new class name called navbar. Display inline flex. Okay, now I want to give the gap of 10 pixels. Let's set the gap to 10 pixels. Nextly, I'm going to align the items to the center. When I'm done with the navbar, let me target the listings on the header navbar. Copy it, just paste it there and say listings. Okay, let's have a font weight of bold. Whenever we move the cursor, I want there to be a pointer. Margin to the left. Let me set 5 pixels, as well as the position. I want to be relative. Now we want to have a hover effect on the nav bar listings. Just copy it and paste it there. Then let's add hover. After, content, we set it to empty. Then position, we go for absolutes. Then height, I want to give it 1 pixel. Then width, I'll give it 100%. You can see progress that we are making. Okay, I want a border at the bottom, border, bottom, 1 pixel, solid, black. Then also to the bottom, let's have minus 24 pixel. Then left side, let's have push it 0. You can see the over effect. Now nextly, I'm going to target this search class. So just come here and say header dot search. Let's say position, relative, and let's move from the top. I want to move it 0. Then from the left side, I want 22 pixels. Header dot search, targeting the input field. Heading to the top and bottom 5 pixel, sideways 20 pixel, border none. Let's set the border to none. Then outline, again let's set it to none. Header dot container dot features dot, we are now targeting this buy drop. That will be next. Okay, let's have position, relative, transition duration 0.2 seconds. Then I want to, for all browsers, so that it applies for all browsers, we have to use WebKit. Okay, let me look at the code. Let's see. By drop. No, let's remove this and let's set display inline block. Let's have a look at how it looks like. Yeah, it looks better. Now let's target this a bit further. I just have to say by drop. I want the sub menu. Yeah, like that. And let's set the padding to all over to 10 pixel. Then border radius 4 pixel. Position relative. Then let's add transition duration to 0.2 seconds. After I'm done with this, I want to go for WebKit. This is for all browsers, so that the code CSS properties apply for transition duration. Now let me copy this one, and I will turn to target the iframes. Let's see if the color. You can see everything is changing there. We are done with that. Now I'm going for the header dot container. Okay, what I want this time is the by drop dot input. The input field, let's have top 0. Opacity, this will reduce the visibility to 0 so that it's not visible. Display block, then padding 0 all sides, then position absolute, height 100%, then width 100%. Let's there you see it's no longer visible. The input is now disappeared, just different from this side. Okay, so I want to put everything on over. I want to have a cursor, so I just have to copy this code on hover. I want the cursor, I want there to be a pointer. Now every time when I do a checklist, you can see this is how I perform a checklist. It disappears and appears. So I want to do that on the by drop class. So let's come here and perform on the you can see this code that I use for on checklist. So let's have it. this one that we use for the drop down. So I just need to change this, copy this one and just paste it there in the container. Input the checked list, transform scale 1, WebKit transformation scale 1. That's cool. Okay, that's very cool. Now we also want this code. Copied. This one is for the drop down that you used. So the styling is almost the same, but you just have to edit a little bit. Let's change the class name for drop down. This one will be for drop down. This will be by drop dot list. So I just need to check. Then the display block. Then also from the left side, I want to move it minus 60 pixel. Then position, let's say to absolute. Then the background color, I'm going to give it not this color, I'm going to set it to white. Then width, fit content, then transform scale to 0. Transform origin, let's leave it at top left. We got a transition duration to 0,2. Then WebKit transform, yes, it's on 0. Then you just have to use, so from line 252 we're just using on different browsers, we just have to use WebKit transform. That will be okay. Let's have a look at how it now looks like. There you see it's almost the same. So let's a bit styling on the by drop class so that it appears more nicer. So to do that, I'm going to use header dot container dot by drop dot listing dot li. We can just copy also this CSS properties and just come to the bottom where you're doing the by drop, and then let's just put some amendments. I would love it to be 5 and 10 pixels padding, then width em, then margin bottom, let's set it to 5 pixel, word break keep all, white space no wrap, display block, position relative, cursor, pointer, font size, or let me increase it to 1,5 em. Then the color, I'll leave it as it is. Then also let's do a styling on hover. On hover. I want the background color to change to this color. Let's look at the design, how it now looks like. There you can see the design looks awesome, awesome, awesome. We're doing it perfectly. Now I'm going for the settings drop. So let's start saying header. Dot container dot features dot settings drop. This is the one that we want. Okay, let's use the same properties that we've used here. Okay, nextly I'm going to target the menu for the settings drop, so I just have to collect this one and you paste it there. Then let's change just copy it and paste it there. You can also just remove the features, won't be necessary. Now there it is. I've got the padding to 10 pixel, border radius I've set it to 4 pixel, position I've set it to relative, transition duration I've set to 0,2, then on line 284 I've set the WebKit transition duration to 0,2 seconds. Now let's continue styling. Next, after that, I'm going to target the eye menu that I want to change it to color. Let's collect this class name, this class CSS Pro styling, then we just drop it there. Then we change the class name from by drop to settings drop. Let's take a look at, you can see that everything is changing there. Now let's go for the inputs. This is the one that I want. The input. So on this side, let me just change the settings drop. Let's copy it. Just replace it, this one there. So you can see that we now have to correct all that. So let's say the opacity, we won't change it. The top, we won't change it. Display, we set it to block. Then padding, we set it to 0. Let's add the margin. Let's set it to 0 as well, the margin. Then the border, I also want the border. I'll set it to 0. Position absolute. Width height 100%, then the width 100%. Let's have a look at our design. You can see the project is changing well. Now we are not having what happens when we check through. So for that, after that, I also want to have an input on hover. What happens every time when I hover through? Cursor pointer. Now we want to go for on checklist. On checklist, so let me use the same styling like I used on this by drop. Just copy it, the same settings that you used there, and paste it there. Let's change the class name from by drop to settings drop. Yes, we leave the transform to scale 1, WebKit transform on scale 1. So that is it. So now I'm going to go on to the listings. What happens when we check listings next after we have performed checking? So just collect these CSS properties again and paste them underneath. Then okay, this one needs a full stop. Then change the class name. Okay, so let's leave the position to block. Then display, the position is absolute, the display is block, which is good. Position is absolute. Then to the left side I want to push 100 minus 100 pixel. Then background color, I'll leave it at white. Then width fit content, transform scale to 0, transform origin top left, yes. Then web transition to 0,2. Then I just need to have a replicate of this WebKit so that on different browsers it fits well. When we're done with that, now is the time to start to target the inner listings. I have to collect this class proper CSS properties again. Now you don't forget to change the class name. Okay, like this. So padding 5 pixel, width let me set it to 8, not 12. Margin bottom 5 pixel, width break keep all, white spacing no rep, display block position relative, cursor on that to be pointer, font size 1.5 em, color yes. Now lastly I want to have a hover effect, this one. Okay, let's come inside this one, copy it and paste it there. Then we need to change our class name. Okay, lovely. Let's have a look at what happens. There you can see everything has changed. So this is it, devs, for the header section. Yeah, we are done with the styling as well as HTML coding. Now we're going for this section. Now that I've completed the header, it's now time to take a look at what the next step. Okay, then the next step I'm going to do the section. Then lastly I'll do the footer. So inside my HTML coding, let's start by creating a section. Then below I will have a footer. So now we are solving the footer. Okay, let me minimize the header. Now that we have minimized the header, that makes my coding simple. So now we are on the section. Let me give it another class name. I'll call it container. Then let's use h2 tags. And let's paste the text there. Also, let's use next to the h3 tags. Okay, cut the text and paste it there. After the h3 tags, I'm going to create another new div. I'll call it real boxes. Then another div, I'll call it box. Then inside I'm going to have an image. Let's source our image from the images folder. Row 1. Let's have the alt text that I have to do. I just have to say, let me say Brook Harvey. If the image fails to load, this is the text that will appear. Below the image, I'm going to have paragraph tags. Let's drag the content that, okay, this was the text that was meant for the out box here. Now this is the text that is meant for the paragraph tags. After this, I'm going to create another new div. I'll call it red. Then we are now going to use, like from the like and the unlike. So I'm going to have to use, let's save a class name of FA. And this is the code for the like. Thumbs up. Then let's have a span for the percentage. Okay, after that I also need another font awesome, so I just have to use user. Then let's have a span, and we just have to collect this desk and place it there. Now if we are done with this, let's take a look at how the design now looks like. There you can see the text is taking shape. So like as for the design, I need about an additional 1, 2, 3, 4. I need an additional 5 of these. So I need to add 5 to the left side. So to do that, we just have to come and copy the class name of boxes of box. So let's come inside. This is the div that we want. So I just have to come and look at this end and copy it. like you said, we need 5 of these, so this is 3, 2, so now 3, 4, 5. Okay, let's count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, that makes it 6. Yes, so now let's change the text so that it matches up to the design. Let's change the text inside, let's change the content inside. So the next content is on, this is the next content that we want. Let me cut it and let's come and place it on the second one. Okay, this is where we want our text to be. So it's time to just drag the content to where it belongs. Okay, let's change the image there to 2. And then let's change this text. Then let's change this text. It's all about copying and pasting now. There you can see it's changing. So now let's go to the third. Second, third. Yes, the third. Let's just copy the text and start replacing it to where it belongs. Now let's go for the fourth one. Just to 6%. Let's minimize it. Cut it. Now let's check. Now we're done with this one. Let's have a look at how it now looks like. You can see the images have changed. Okay, I need to change the numbers for the images. This is reward 2, reward 1, 2. Let's check reward 3. Okay, I need to change the number there. Let's make it 4. Then also here, let's make it 5. Also here, now let's make it 6. Let's take a look at. Yes, you can see that the images have changed successfully. Now we can minimize. Yeah, like that. Then we now need to go on to the next. We now need to go on to the next one, which I will have to use h3 tags. Then I have to drag the contents. Okay, let's remove unnecessary spacing. Okay, just copy the text that is here. Okay, so now I'm going to create another new div. I'll call it div dot fight boxes. Then inside the div fight boxes, I'm going to create another new div. I'll call it box. Then let's create a small inside div. This one we'll call it posture. Let's insert an image inside the images folder slash fighting one. Let's save its text. This is the text that show up here when the images fails to load correctly. Then let's have below, let's start off with another paragraph tag. Then let's create another new iframe. Let's see, we are using font awesome. Thumbs up. Then below I need a span. Just copy the text and let's create another one. Dot fa. User span. Now we're done with that, with the boxes. Now what I want to do, I want to copy this div class with the box name, and then we duplicate it so many times. let me have a look at the design how it now looks like. There you can see there's the text, so I now need to duplicate it many times. Let's copy it. Then we come here, we drop it there. Third time, fourth time, fifth time, and this is sixth time. So now we are just going to change the text. This is for fighting 2. Now let's have the appropriate text. Let's go here. Now we need to change this one to 3. Then let's change the text to this one. Now let's change this one. So we need this one to call it image number 4. I'll call it image number 4. Then let's save this text. Replace this one. Then this one. We'll replace this one. This text also. We'll replace this text. Then this one will replace this text. Okay, let's minimize this box. Then we come over to the next text, this one. Okay, I need to change this text. This 5, image 5 here, like that. Then lastly, we need this text. Just copy it and place it to where it should go. So we need to change this image, call it 6. Then let's save this text Marvel to replace this text, and then this one also to replace this text, this one as well to replace this text, then this one to replace this text. Okay, that we are done with that. Then let's go on to styling. When it's done, when it's done with the HTML code, I still need to do something. So now we are done with this. Yeah, like this. Fighting battles. Now I'm going for the tycoon. Let's use h3 tags and let's drag this heading. I'll remove the unnecessary styling. We'll start off with creating another new div. Below I'll have a div which I'll call it name tycoon boxes. Then I'll call it div.box. Div.poster. Inside I have an images slash tycoon 1. Okay, I need to have this text that we want. Okay, I'm going to copy this text, so let me have this text. Then after that I need a paragraph below. Okay, I said paragraph, so let's save this text here. Then let's save another div. This will call red. Then I need some font awesome, thumbs up. Then I'll have to have span. Then let's have font awesome again. Span. Two, 3, 4, 5, 6. So now just time to replace the data. Okay, let me close the first one. let's just come and get the second data. To just like copying and replacing. After I've done that, we close it. Now let's go on to the next one. Okay, let's change this one to 3. Just make sure that the numbers are correctly. Okay. 1, 2, 1, 2. This one will be the third one. So this one will be the fourth one. So now let's have the appropriate text, just like then let's have it there. Okay, now let's go on to the fifth. We can minimize this one. Just copying everything that is there, just copy it and place it to where it belongs. Okay, so this one will be the sixth one. Let's have a look at how the design now looks like. Okay, on superhero tycoon, and the next one. Okay. This is one tycoon, Tag on 2, tag on 3, tag on 4, tag on 5, and then this one the tag on 6. So now we are done with that, with this div tycoon. I'm now going for the last one, which is the adventure. So I need S3 text, and let's drag this content, this heading. So I'm just going to copy this one as it is, just copy it and place it there. And let's minimize. Let's minimize all the div boxes. Okay, now let's change the heading, the div class, div boxes to adventure boxes. Now let me open the first one. Okay, I need to change the heading. I need to change the content. You can see I've copied everything. Now let me close it. Okay, I need to change the image's name to adventure1. Yeah, we've done copying. Now we open the second one. For the second one, we also need to have to copy the content correctly. Just copy this content and place it there. Okay, we need to change the heading, the adventure to. Now let's have this one replacing this one. Let's also have this text replacing this one. Let's have 81% replacing 83. Let's have 60,000 replacing 3.8. We are done with that. We close the box. Now let's open the next one, which shall be called adventure 3. Now just copying all the text, replacing. If you are done with this box, close it. Then we go on to the fourth one. Just copy all the text. Let's have all this text replacing. Okay, let's copy all these text. 90% will replace 85%, then 6,8 views will replace 3,000. Yeah. Now don't forget to change the adventure to 4. Then we're now going for the 5th one, so I need to have this text, this content. Now it's just the time to replace. Adventure 5. Adventure 6. Now let's just copy it and replace. Replace the replace again. Replace again. Now we're done with copying and replacing. Let's have a look at how everything now looks like inside the browser. Yes, there you can see inside the browser everything is now perfect. We are now going for the CSS styling. We now need to style everything in CSS. Now need to style everything in CSS. So let's start off by styling the section. We just set to just see margin top. I need to be 70 pixels. Then section dot view boxes. This is the class name that I want. Copy it. Okay, display, flex, justify content, space evenly, then gap 5 pixels. Oh, there you see everything changed. Now I want to style this section, in particular row boxes dot. Now let me go and collect under class name. Inside, this is the class name that I want. Copy the box class name, then the paragraph text, text align, center, font size 18 pixel, cursor, pointer. Then nextly I want to target let's open the box the red class, this one. So you just have to say section dot real boxes dot box dot grid. Then let's have the color #797 A71. Then I also want the cursor to be a pointer there. Nextly, I want to target this section dot real boxes dot box img width. I'm going to set it to 100%. Then cursor, I'm going to set it to pointer. We are done with that one. Let's take a look at, there you see the changes that we have. Then we can close this one. Then the next one, we're going to target this one, these 5 boxes. So inside display flex, justify content space evenly, gap 5 pixel, now let me just copy this code. We come and we paste it there. And then we change the class name, copy it and place it there. Text align center for size 18. Then we are done with this. Now we also want to copy this one, copy it and paste it there. Let's change the class name from boxes, real boxes, okay. Also let's collect this class name, just change this color name, this class name, and replace it here. Now also we also want these CSS properties, copy them and place them there. Then let's change the from real boxes to 5 boxes with 100%. Cursor pointer, let's add another width to maximum with 100%. Okay, we are done with that. Now let's have this class name. Remember, we are going for the tycoon boxes. Just copy the class name and replace it there. The display flag justified. Then let's leave it here. Let's look at how we are doing. Yes, there you see it. Okay, so I need to copy it from here, 5 boxes up to this point. So we'll be just doing like replacing tycoon, copy this class name, replace it there. Replace it there again. Okay, this one is just a duplication. We can remove this one, then we replace this one. Now we are done with that. We want to, let's remove the spacing. Then we want to have to do the last row. Just copy it and place it underneath. So let's collect the class name. The class name is Adventure Boxes. So here, this is where we replace Adventure Boxes. There you see. So this is how it looks like, the design, the progress that we are making. Look at how wonderful this is taking shape. Now we're going for the footer. We're now going for the footer. So inside, I want to close this section. Okay. Inside the footer, I'm going to start off by creating a container. Then we got an ordered list. I'll have to give it a class name. I'll call it class name list. Then list 1. So I'm going to have to multiply this by 3. 2. Okay. Copy it. Then basically 2, 3. Copy them. 6, 9. So let's drag the content to where it belongs. we're done with copying. Now nextly, I want to create another div just below the closing tags div. I'll give it a class name of foot, as well as I want to give it, let's separate them. Let's say if the first one is div language, we will have use font awesome. Globe, then select let's save the option. Okay, value, let's call it English. Then we just have to copy this one and paste it underneath four times. Then by default I'm selecting this one to selected, yeah, like that. So let us save. The first option is Dutch, then the next second option is English, then the next one is Espanol, then the next one is Franca, Francas, after I close this div for the language, I will have to close, I'm opening another div for the footer text. I'll call it text. Okay, yeah, this is the text that was meant to go there. Then here we're going to use paragraph text. So let me use and copy. Let's see if 2022, so this. Okay, let's have a look. Outside the div container, I'm going to add another div for the chart. For the chart one, let's just say paragraph text and let's just call it chart. Now let's have a look at how the design now looks like. There you can see. Now the most important part is to do with CSS. As you can see by our design, we want it to be presented this way. And now on the footer, so it's most important thing is to do CSS styling on our footer. Okay, CSS styling for our footer. Let's go inside this document. Let's start by saying footer dot, let me expand this. I want this one, copy the list, margin top 50 pixels, margin bottom, we move it 50 pixels, heading bottom, we set it to 50 pixels. Then I also want the border at the bottom to 1 pixel solid as PD, like this one. Yeah, that's the correct color code. Let's display flex. And justify the content, space around, then color. I want to be #606 162. Let's have a look at the progress that we have made. There you can see the design is taking shape. Now I'm targeting the footer dot list icons. I want a cursor pointer. Then let's have the footer dot list on hover. The color, we want it to be black. Want it to be black. Like that. Then nextly I want to go for the footer. Let's start the foot. Display flex. Then nextly let's start the, okay, to make my code look smarter, since this is a one weight, let me just do it this way. Then nextly we're going to start the footer. Footer dot this one, this language, copy it and paste it here. Yeah, this is the position which I want. Let's save position absolute. Let's set the top to 25 pixels. Okay, no, this is wrong. Let's say position relative, padding 10 pixels, margin bottom 20 pixels. Let's have a look at the design. Yes, there you see it's taking shape. Now let's target the font awesome. Position absolute. Top 25 pixels. Left 15 pixels. Footer then we target the select width. Let's give it 14 em. Heading top and bottom 10 pixels, left and right 20 pixels. And then I also want the cursor there. Then we want to reduce the visibility to 0.8 or 80%. Then we say display inline block. Let's have a look at the design. There you see the changes. Perfectly. We are now going for the select on hover every time. On hover, we increase the opacity from 0.8 to 1. Then we are done with this. Then nextly, we are going to target the text, the content, the exact text, this one, class name of text. Yeah, the class name of text. Let me target the paragraph, add an additional paragraph. Let's say font size of 12 pixels, font weight of 500. Then let's have the color hash 6061. It's just the color code for the grayish like color. Oh yes, this is wonderful. Now we want to make this chart visible. Let's just copy it. So you have to say footer dot chart. Okay, let's put it to position fixed right 0 pixel, bottom 0 pixel, background color, let's use the main color. Then font weight, let's set it to bold. Then padding, let's set it to top and bottom 2 pixels and 10 pixels. then width, I want to give it width of EM, and then whenever I hover, I want the cursor to be a pointer. Let's see how the design now looks like. There you see the chat button is there, so you can now see that the project has been completed successfully. Okay, let me check a look if there is some additional text that needs to be deleted. Yes, this text can be deleted. Okay, now there you see we have completed our site called Roblox using HTML and CSS. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video. Don't forget to subscribe and like my videos. Thank you very much.